According to Google, it's Hoa 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 season, and I'm here for it. I've always been a huge Twilight fan, and I watch it every November, and the series will continue to hold a special place in my heart. But no matter how much I love the series, I'm a firm believer that nothing is above critique, even if it's a slight one. I'm noticing that it helps me to watch this film now as if it's a comedy. This is a film that definitely is hard to take seriously as a grown woman because it's just so melodramatic. Teen me ate this up, but young adult me, I'm struggling to make it through any scene without laughing. For instance, the iconic meet cute scene where Edward finds Bella's blood irresistible, but he's looking at her as if she stinks. It always makes me feel good that I'm still able to make it through these films and enjoy the experience, even if I'm watching it under a different lens and perspective. Twilight is your perfect early 2000s teen movie, a genre that I think films have a difficult time replicating authentically today. We have our angsty teen who's new in town, and we have our gossipy introduction to the cool kids, aka the Cullens at school, and our protagonist has that whole mysterious she doesn't know she's beautiful thing going on. Meanwhile, a lot of the boys at school are crushing on her. These teen movie tropes are taking place in the foreground. All the while, there's this gothic gore and vampire rivalry taking place beneath the surface. We got action and romance. It doesn't get any better than that. And by the end of the film, our two genres mix in a super campy finale when James, one of the vampire antagonists, attacks Bella in a ballet studio. That's right, a ballet studio. I don't know why this location always felt interesting to me, but I feel like the ballet studio represents pure cutesy energy that can sometimes come with teen movies, and when you mix it with rogue vampire nature, we get the genre, energy, and vibe that is Twilight. Twilight perfectly sits on the border between sci-fi fantasy and teen rom-com. I have to say that the older that I get and the more that I watch the films, the more sympathetic I feel for Charlie, Bella's father. Can you imagine how he must feel as the series progresses and Bella gets closer and closer to Edward? I don't think he ever officially knows that Edward is a 108-year-old vampire who was essentially preying on his daughter, which brings me to my social commentary. Edward basically grooms Bella throughout the film and the rest of the series. No matter how hard he tries to stay away from her, he doesn't. And if in our society we can agree that a 50-year-old dating a 17 to 8-year-old is insane, with that just being a 33-year age gap, a 91-year age gap is simply unacceptable. I don't care how old Edward looks. I must also say that I am no fan of Stephenie Meyer at all. Her erasure of black people in her Twilight books has never sat well with me. The idea of vampirism literally being the antithesis of melanin is so wild to me. I'm glad that in later films, the filmmakers decided to include vampires from the Amazon. I also think the way in which Jacob's native tribe is portrayed inside this narrative book and the films was done in ill taste. Although I am a Taylor Lautner fan, I think it would have been significant to actually have a Native American portray Jacob in the films. I feel like the way in which Meyer frames the actual and real Quileute tribe was terrible. Because of the books and the films, the tribe has been forced to negotiate the rights of their own oral histories, ancient regalia, and even the sanctity of their cemetery. I cannot speak about Twilight without pointing out these larger racial and ethnic disparities and injustices relevant to the series. Ultimately, I'm not going to rate Twilight because I'm biased for nostalgic reasons. I do like how the film blends and merges between genres, but its poor portrayal of people of color cannot be ignored, nor can the 91-year age gap. Let me know your thoughts about Twilight, the film, the book, the saga, and your comments below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.